As you sit there right now with the performance tonight?
You know, you never want to get a win that way, but what happened was a result of checking a kick. You know, I'm more than sure of it. And, you know, he got what he had coming to him, man. Karma's a mirror. And I busted my ass for so long to put myself in this position. I doubled down on myself after beating him in January when they offered me a title shot. You know, I doubled down on myself and it paid off.
Nice. You were in there with him, obviously, just 6 months ago, so, you know, you're familiar with him at this point. How did that first round play out? Did anything surprise you? I mean, he did have a couple of decent moments in there. Did anything surprise you at all?
When he jumped for a guillotine, that surprised me. Nah, he hit me with a good left hand. I kind of was at an angle. I didn't see it. It was like a downward left hand. The kid can punch, man. He really can. He hit me with a good left hand. I thought he was going to use calf kicks against me, and I was right. Yeah, that's about it.
Jump the gilly. Your signature move there, right?
Don't be silly, jump the gilly.
It did look a little bit in there. I was trying to figure out. It looked like you were complaining a little bit to Herb Dean.
Oh, that's why I let him up. That's why I let him up at the end of the, yeah, I don't know. But I let him up because he had 3 fingers in my glove, you know, the cuff of the tape, so it's a good grip. And he's pulling me down into up kicks. He's pulling me down and kicking up at the same time. You know, I'm not surprised that he does that type of stuff, you know. I was telling Herb that, you know, this guy's, I can't get out of it.
Did he acknowledge you at all? That's why I couldn't tell what was being said. Did Herb acknowledge you at all? Or?
When I told Herb maybe Conor pulled his fingers out, I got to go back. You know, fighting's crazy. I got to go back and see. But that's what I was trying to tell Herb.
Yeah. And then obviously there was a late sequence at the end of the opening round. I mean, you were pushing to the end. When you went back to your corner at the end of round 1, did you know something was wrong?
Yeah, when I was walking away, and he stayed down, I looked down at his shin and I saw the bone. Like I saw it was disfigured a little bit, and I was like, oh man. It's just weird that it held together because I'm more than sure it happened when I checked the kick, that it held together, and then, you know, probably when he pivoted on that bone, that's when it probably separated or something. You know, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah. So as you walk back to your corner, did you go, the fight's over?
Yeah. I went to sit on the stool, and I forget who was it in my corner came up to me and said, this is over.
Nice. You know, like you said, it's not the way you want a fight to end, right? But I do wonder, I mean, he said you were going to be leaving on a stretcher. He ends up leaving on a stretcher. I mean, do you take any satisfaction in that?
Listen, Conor said some nasty stuff that didn't make it on Embedded, and maybe when this behind the scenes for this fight airs, you'll see him on the ground still saying some real bad stuff. But even that stuff being said, I don't wish, you know, serious harm like that on nobody. The guy's got kids. I want him to go home safe to his family. I pray before these fights. Every time before I walk through the octagon door, I'm praying that not for me to win. I'm praying that we both get out of this safe, because, you know, I know what I'm going to try to do to him. I know what he's going to try to do to me. You know.
He said afterwards the rivalry's not over. Dana White was here earlier, and Dana said, you know, obviously you're going to fight for the title next, but at some point you do the rematch down the line. Do you feel like the rivalry is over, or do you feel like...
No, we are going to fight again, whether it's in the octagon or on the sidewalk. You don't say the stuff he said, you know.
The things that he did say, especially afterwards, you're saying about your wife and that sort of thing?
Nah, my wife's solid as a rock. I'm not worried about that. That's noise. He was saying that he was going to kill me. You don't say stuff like that, that he was going to murder me. You don't say stuff like that, you know. You don't say stuff about people's wives either, but I know that's, you know, I know that's zero chance. But there is a chance, you know, somebody could die, and you don't say that. You don't wish that on anybody, man.
Last thing for me, as I said, I mean, you're fighting for the world title next. I mean, I know it's going to be a big moment for you. Early, I'm sure you want to go rest a little bit.
I just want to know how much Chad Ochocinco lost tonight. Yeah, you bet on Conor? Okay.
I figured he'd put more down than that as well. No, but I will ask, obviously you fight for the title next. Do you have an idea? I mean, do you have a date circuit on the calendar, an idea? I mean, how soon you want to fight?
I feel like I've been preparing for a fight since last year because I was getting ready for Conor in January. I fought him. As soon as the fight ended, I knew that was next. So I got home from Abu Dhabi and started training for that fight. I did a 9-week camp, but as soon as I got home from Abu Dhabi, I was, you know, I had one trip. I got to decompress a little bit, but I was getting ready to fight him again. You know, the last thing I want to do right now is go home and sign a contract and start getting ready right away. we'll see. I just need to get home and think about some things and decompress and spend some time with my family. I just found out my little brother's going to be a dad, and I just want to be around him.
Dustin, to your left. Congratulations on the victory. I know the win means a lot to you, but are you most proud of the fact that you maintained your dignity and you didn't kind of stoop to those kind of things? It would have been easy when the crowd was going crazy at the press conference and all throughout the week. You did not do that. Is that what makes you proud of your performance this week?
I'm proud of the performance, but I am proud at maintaining the mindset through all the craziness, all the talk, all the noise that's surrounding me when coming into these fights. And it doesn't start just here on fight week. It starts months away on social media. In the last month, I got off of social media and just let my agency post, and they would send me a picture. I would tell them a caption. They would do it all, and I wouldn't have to get on because there's just so much negativity and so much toxicity on that, man. I don't need that around me, dude. I'm trying to be a light. I'm trying to help people. Look, my goal is to provide for my family, and with these same hands that I beat these guys down with, lift my city up, lift people in need up, and just be a beacon of light and a voice for people whose voice isn't heard. And I feel like I'm doing that, and I'm happy.
How much do you think beating him twice will help your charitable efforts? Because now you're a much more notable fighter than you were, say, in December of last year, having beaten Conor McGregor twice. Do you think about that and think it'll make more of an impact for other people because of these two wins?
Yeah, anytime you beat a guy like that on a stage like this, I don't know. This was a big fight. A lot of eyes were on this, and I got to talk about the good fight a little bit in the post-fight interview. But not only in the post-fight interview, my career, my star gets bigger. More people are Googling, and I'm reaching more people. And with that, we can set bigger goals and just keep the good fight going. I have very big plans. We're going back to Uganda to build housing on land we bought. With the overflow money after we built the water wells during the Khabib fight, me, Manny Pacquiao, Justin Rin are all coming together with our nonprofits, and we're going there. We're going to build on 40 acres, and I'm just excited and proud and happy to be in a spot like that, to be able to recognize the position I'm in, and I want it to keep growing, and these kind of fights do that.
You referenced the guillotine attempt that he had before. He put that quote out where he talked about, I don't recognize losses by submission, only KOs. So, when you look at it after the fight and you go, he tried twice on you on a guillotine, like, what does that say, the fact that he's dogging submissions and yet there he is trying to submit you twice?
That just shows you, man, that it's all noise, I feel like all the craziness he was doing, he has to do that for himself, to hype himself up. Honestly, man, I'm good. I don't even like this shit anymore, dude. I just scrap because I'm good at it, and I enjoy the fight. But all this other stuff, all the talk, I just come here to get in the fight.
Last question for me, and I know you said you don't want to talk about an Oliveira fight, but is it going to be difficult in your mind? Like McGregor was such a big obstacle to overcome the last time because he had beaten you the first time. This time to prove it wasn't a fluke. Now you get to Oliveira, and he's just a dude in the division, right? That happens to have the belt. Mentally, will that be a hurdle, and will that be a little bit of a challenge during camp to get yourself back to that same place?
No, he's not just a guy in the division who happens to have the belt. He's a guy who's picked himself up off the canvas time and time again, fought through adversity, through 2 weight classes, been in the UFC a decade. He's not just a guy with a belt, he's earned every ounce of gold he has around his waist, and I have nothing but respect for guys like that. I don't know him personally, but his work history, I can't hate on anything he's done. The guy, it's incredible. That's tougher to do than, I think, to go undefeated, because you never learn things about yourself. You learn so much about things about yourself in those losses, and of climbing back up to the top and getting motivated again. That's when you find out you're a real fighter. I'm not saying that these undefeated guys aren't, but I'm just saying I have respect for somebody like that who's climbed back up and won a world championship.
Hey, Dustin, down here to your left. Congratulations on the win. Trilogies in combat sports, there's always a sense of closure and finality for trilogies. Do you feel that coming off of this win? Closure?
It sucks, man, because I was gonna beat the guy if his leg would have held up. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I need to digest it all, because right now it kind of feels weird that I have a lot of fights, and there's always been a definite end to my, well, besides the first Eddie Alvarez fight was kind of gray area, but it's not a good feeling, you know. I won, and I feel like what happened was because something I did, but it's not like I went out there and submitted him or put him away. There's going to be so many voices and so many opinions saying, "Oh, you didn't win." You know, I know that. I know the MMA fans. I know the MMA game, but I'm going back home to my family, and you guys here can check my record tomorrow, and it's a win.
I want to get your reaction on some of the, I guess, the mixed reaction from the crowd tonight when you came out.